pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is convened in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey. Let the official minutes reflect that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publishing a notice in the Asbury Park Press on Tuesday, January 8th, 2019, and also forwarded to the Toms River Times, Toms River Patch, and WOBM News on Wednesday, January 3rd, 2019, and therefore posting the same on the Town Hall Bulletin Board for such notices and filing the same with the Township Clerk pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Township Council on January 3rd, 2019. The notice was also posted on the Township webpage. Roll call.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Here.
Council President Pro Tem Cubell.
Present.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Present.
Councilman Roderick.
Councilman Roderick had, I believe, touched base with you, Allison, and also had texted me and said he was sick this evening and could not make it. I move for an excused absence.
I'll second that.
Motion to approve an excused absence for Councilman Roderick, moved by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilman Cubell. Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Council Pro Tem President Cubell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
No.
Councilman Turnbach.
No.
There's a tie vote. Councilman Turnbach.
Here.
Council Vice President Hill.
Council Vice President Hill is away on a pre-planned vacation. I'd move for an excused absence.
Second.
Motion to approve the excused absence of Council Vice President Hill, moved by Councilman Turnbach, seconded by Councilwoman Yurick. Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Pro Tem Council President Cubell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilman Hill is excused. Council President Whitman.
Council President Whitman also is away. My understanding on business, he advised us over 4 weeks ago that he was going to be away. I'd move for an excused absence.
Second.
Motion to approve the excused absence of Council President Whitman, moved by Councilman Turnbach, seconded by Councilwoman Yurick. Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Council President Pro Tem Cubell.
Yes.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Council President Whitman is excused. First item on the agenda, we have two separate meetings of minutes to approve. First meeting is April 9th, 2019.
Move the minutes.
Do we have a?
I don't think
we
you're
have
going to
a
have a quorum.
We still have to call.
We don't have a, Ms. Allison, we do not have a quorum for either the April 9th or the April 23rd meeting of those that were here. I would move to have a motion to table them until the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Table April 9th and April 23rd to the meeting of May 28th. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made to table both meetings minutes, April 9th and April 23rd, to May 28th meeting, made by Councilwoman Yurick, second by Councilwoman Maruka. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Council Pro Tem President Cubell.
Yes.
Item 6 are honoring resolutions and presentations. We have tonight Toms River Green Team Awards for the recycled artwork winners, the 2019 Green Business Award to Save Thrift Shop. We have Eagle Scout Kevin O'Reilly. We are recognizing National Gun Violence Awareness and celebrating Poppy Month.
Move the resolutions and presentations.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Council Pro Tem President Cubell.
Yes. Council? The first presentation tonight is the Toms River Green Team Awards, RAW, which is recycled artwork winners. And I'm going to ask Sharon Colucci to come up and give a brief description of what this is.
Thank you. This is the second year we're running this program, and basically what we've done is we've asked residents to take some recycling and make art out of it. And this year's winners did a terrific job recycling toilet paper rolls and horseshoes and whatever they could find. And we're pleased to give them their awards this year. And we have Kaylee Hanna. Kaylee, would you tell us a little bit about your artwork?
I made an Easter bunny.
Does the Easter Bunny like saltine crackers, do you know? You did a terrific job. Thank you so much. Camille Bazirio. Do we have Camille? Stay up, hon. And Camille, why don't you tell us a little bit about your work of art?
I made a park scene.
And our adult winner is Victor Savecchio. Victor, tell us a little bit about what yours is.
Well, when you think of Toms River and the theme was play in Toms River, I think of fishing. And fishing involves crabbing. And my artwork was the one that got away was the crab trap that broke, fell to the bottom, and the crab was walking through, so he's the one that got away.
The next presentation on the agenda is the 2019 Green Business Award, which is the Save Gift Shop, Thrift Shop, and I'll have Councilwoman Maruka do the presentation. I don't know.
Is there anyone here from the gift shop? Come on up, ladies.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Good, good.
Tonight we're honoring the Save Thrift Shop, which is located on Fisher Boulevard. It has been recognized by the Toms River Green, United Sustainable Team as a green business. And what they do down at this thrift shop is really they put all the money that they get from the shop goes to care for animals. It takes in unwanted and homeless and abandoned animals, provides them with medical care and a safe and nurturing environment. They are a 501(c)(3), and they've raised funds to cover vets' bills and also specialized care. They run a few fundraisers throughout the year. They do their Party for Paws each September, and they also do a couple tricky trays, and they have a spring fling in April. They're really busy. There are such great volunteers, and our community is extremely lucky to have you. We just want to present this to you on behalf of the Mayor and Council this evening.
Thank you very much. I don't want the mic.
We actually started the thrift shop. We've been around for 20 years. We are in 3 locations now. We're at the Dorado, Victoria Plaza on Route 9, Fisher Boulevard, and our adoption center is also in PetSmart in Bricktown. We started this store, and it is our main goal, is to rescue as many as we can. We have helped this community for 20 years. We started with the Toms River shelter, actually, and then we branched out. So the community support, we take in about 300 to 500 animals a year, mostly from this community. So any support you can give us, we appreciate it, because we're going to be around as long as we can. Thank you. Thank you.
The next presentation this evening is for Eagle Scout Kevin O'Reilly. Usually, Council President George Whitman does it because he is the only Eagle Scout on the council, but I'm going to ask Mr. Don Guardian, the Township Administrator, who is also an Eagle Scout, to make this presentation.
Thank you, Council President. Kevin, come on down. So Kevin, I want to tell you first of all that it was 50 years ago that I stood in your shoes when I made my Eagle Scout. For those of you that don't know, it takes years of leadership. Less than 2% of all Scouts ever attain the rank of Eagle. Takes 21 merit badges and a special project at well. We know that you're going to be a great American, a great citizen. That's what Scouting has prepared you for. I know that I speak among your friends in the Scout troop, your Scout leaders, and indeed all of Toms River to tell you how proud we are of your achievement this evening. I know that if the Council President was here, he'd ask you a couple of things. How many merit badges?
I believe 28.
Cool. And what was your favorite?
Small boat sailing.
And what was the toughest?
Probably first aid.
Okay. And tell us about your Eagle Scout project.
For my Eagle Scout project, I arranged the assembly of 36 care packages for the military to ship overseas. One going to one of our previous Eagle Scouts who's currently deployed in Japan, and the other 35 going over to Camp Herbal in Iraq. I arranged a fundraiser and collected donations, whether it be stuff like fruit roll-ups or monetary donations so I can buy fruit roll-ups or something like that. But I ended up shipping out 11 more than I planned originally. I was only going to be 25, but I got very lucky with the with donations, and I got a lot of help from my troop, so I want to thank them for that. But overall, it was a great experience.
So a great project, and glad to hear you being humble. Nice trait to have. Elected council, wow, humble. This is a proclamation from the Council President and the Mayor recognizing you on receiving the high rank of Eagle Scout this day, May 14, 2019, in the year of our Lord in the Township of Toms River. Congratulations.
For those that don't know, besides Mr. Guardian reaching the rank of Eagle Scout, he was the executive director of the Jersey Shore Council for many years, so he has a long history with the Boy Scouts, and thank you. The next presentation this evening is for National Gun Violence Awareness.
Okay, and I'd like to call up the members of Moms Demand Action and March for Our Lives to join me. So in 1999, Columbine shocked the nation with the tragedy there. In 2006, Mayor Bloomberg had a meeting that he convened for mayors against illegal guns. And in 2012, Moms Demand Action was formed in response to Sandy Hook tragedy. And then in 2018, March for Our Lives was formed in response to the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas tragedy. And so those incidents were very devastating, and they were very big, and they caught a lot of attention. But what happened in 2013 to 15-year-old honor student Hadiya Pendleton was almost a typical occurrence in Chicago. She was standing in the park with her friends after taking some exams, and some drug dealers came into the park, mistook the group for someone else, and as they were running away, shot her and killed her, shot her in the back, just for standing in the park. So her friends, the following year, they said, you know, this wasn't something that was catching a lot of national attention. It didn't catch big news cameras or anything. It just was something that happens a lot, and they needed to raise awareness about the gun violence that happens in urban areas like that. And so they started with her birthday, which is June 2nd, but now it's the first Friday of June every year, so it's June 7th this year. And they wear orange, like hunters, for gun violence awareness, so that it's to raise awareness for the gun owners who own their guns legally, that they store them and operate them responsibly and safely. And then that illegal guns that are on the streets, we need to, as legislators and as citizens, try to make every effort to get those guns off the streets and to keep them out of the hands of people who shouldn't own them. And so that's what, you can tell me if I summarized it okay, but that's what the Wear Orange movement is all about. And this year it's on June 7th. And so we'll let Moms Demand Action and March for Our Lives if they want to say anything. You're always good.
Hi, my name is Charlene Hoveder, and I am a gun violence survivor, a member of Moms, and a fellow for Everytown. Please join us in this fight to reduce gun violence. Please be aware that we do respect the Second Amendment. It is about reducing gun violence. We do have men and women in Moms Demand Action. We call it Mothers and Others. My husband is there, and he's going to be getting a shirt that says, "Man enough to be a mom." So we're growing. We have over 5 million members now. We are getting very strong, and we are beginning to make a real impact. We're lucky we live in New Jersey because we have some very fine laws to reduce our gun violence. And because of that, we are one of the lowest states in terms of gun violence. And yet, you see how much happens in our state. Over 100 people a day die from gun violence in the United States. You want to say anything? You want to say anything for March for Our Lives? Okay. Thank you for listening to that long, rambling story. Thank you for being so prepared. I want to tell you thank you for being so
The last presentation is for Poppy Month. And just after we do the presentation, if anyone in the audience would be so kind to buy a poppy, it definitely goes to donate. I'm sorry. Donate for a poppy. It goes for a good cause.
Good evening, everybody. We have someone here that would describe the work you do. Would someone like to? I'll hold that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pamela Bowen, and I'm president of the American Legion Ladies Auxiliary here in town, Unit 129 at Toms River. And every May, we do our annual Poppy Awareness, Poppy Drive, and what we do is we stand out in local businesses, church, and donations for our poppies. The donations are for our veterans and our children and youth. and that is what we do. And we are strong supporters of our military and our children and our state. Thank you.
On behalf of the Township of Toms River, we want to thank you very much for all the work you do to honor our veterans. It says here, whereas the annual sale of poppies enables all
Testing.
Yep, we're good.
Continuing on, item number 7 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing various sections of Chapter 348, Land Use and Development Regulations of the Township Code. This is a final reading.
This is the final reading of this ordinance. Anyone wishing to be heard, please raise your hand. Once called upon, step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. I don't see any.
Seeing no comment, move to close the public portion, or public comment portion of this.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Did you want to?
Council President, I know there needs to be a little bit more discussion on this ordinance.
I believe I received your email today that the Ortley Beach
Yeah, there is a meeting.
Association is meeting with Don on Friday,
On
so I would make the suggestion that we table it until the next meeting.
That's what I say. I would like to table it to the meeting on the 28th, so after the discussion on Friday, it could go to the Land Use Committee for their next meeting and then come back before the council. So motion to table until the May 28th meeting.
Second?
Motion to table item number 7 to the meeting of May 28th. Motion made by Councilwoman Maruka, second by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Yes.
Item number 8 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 450, Streets and Sidewalks, to establish regulations governing the operation of motor vehicles on flooded streets. Final reading.
This is the final reading of this ordinance. Anyone wishing to make comment, please raise your hand. Once called upon, step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
Seeing none, I move to close the public portion of the comments.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Move the ordinance on final?
Second?
Motion was made to adopt the ordinance on final. Motion made by Councilwoman Maruka, second by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Yes.
Item 9 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, authorizing the reading of the Township of Toms River 2019 calendar year budget by title only.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilwoman Maruka. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilman Kubel.
Yes.
Item 10 is the 2019 municipal budget public hearing.
Mr. Guardian, before we get into public hearing, do you want to have any comments? Okay. Does anybody have any comments on the 2019 municipal budget?
Seeing none, I move to close the public comments portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
The 2019 municipal budget for the Township of Toms River is motion made by Councilwoman Maruka, second by Councilman Turnbuck. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbuck?
Yes.
Councilman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Just before I vote, I just want to clarify, Mr. Guardian, we did get official notification from the state that it is approved to proceed forward.
That's correct. A little bit after 4 o'clock this afternoon, we received an official notice that it was acceptable to the state without reservations.
Okay? With that, I vote yes. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired on any item, that item will be considered separately.
A is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing refund of overpayment of taxes to various properties. B is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the sale of abandoned and/or unclaimed motor vehicles pursuant to NJSA 39:10A-1. C is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing award of an open-ended contract to Dot Designing LLC as sole bidder, meeting all of the specifications for custom signs and banners to be utilized as needed for various departments in the township for a 2-year term commencing June 15, 2019 through June 14, 2021. D is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing award of a contract to P&A Construction Incorporated as lowest bidder, meeting all the bid specifications for the 2019 township-wide paving program fiscal year 2017 in the total maximum contract amount not to exceed $4,344,180. E is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing an award of an open-ended contract to Original Watermans Incorporated as the sole bidder, meeting all bid specifications for work, sport, and lifeguard clothing rebid items. F is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the Township to enter into an agreement with James M. Rutella Associates LLC for grant consulting services in the total maximum contract amount not to exceed $25,000. G is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the award of a contract for one new and unused single-axle dump body white goods truck with cab and chassis with a 37,700-pound gross vehicle weight minimum to Robert H. Hoover & Sons Incorporated, who meet all of the bid specifications for a total contract price not to exceed $164,903. This is a replacement vehicle. H is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing award of an open-ended contract to Timothy Peters Plumbing and Heating Company Incorporated for licensed plumbing services as lowest bidder, meeting all the bid specifications commencing retroactive to April 27, 2019 through April 26, 2021. I is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the award of an open-ended contract to Gales LLC, who are the lowest bidders, meeting all the bid specifications for uniforms and specialty items for school crossing guards, bicycle police, auxiliary police, dispatchers, booking officers, motorcycle police, community service officers, and animal control officers. J is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing award of an open-ended contract to Witt O'Brien's LLC for a technical assistant contractor and public assistant / FEMA program services. Contract is subject to FEMA reimbursement. K is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the award of an open-ended contract to UGI Energy Services LLC for the supply of natural gas pursuant to bids received and a master contract awarded by the Township of Stafford as lead agency for the Stafford Township Cooperative Pricing System number 033-OCCPS-2018 for the term commencing retroactive to January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2021. L is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing an amendment to the resolution dated March 26, 2019, which awarded a contract for professional traffic planning services with regards to the Toms River Downtown Redevelopment Plan to Brightview Engineering LLC in the amount of $22,500 in order to increase the scope of work for the downtown loop traffic study based on additional traffic count data as requested by the County of Ocean for an additional amount of $34,900. M is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the circulation of a preliminary official statement and final official statement in connection with the sale of the Township Bond Anticipated Notes in an aggregated amount not to exceed $34,502,055 and approving a continuing disclosure certificate with respect to said notes of the Township and authorizing and/or ratifying other actions in connection therewithin. N is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the mayor to execute and the Township Clerk to attest to a traffic signal agreement between the Township of Toms River and the Toms River Fire District Number 1 and the State of New Jersey Department of Transportation for the installation of a traffic signal at the intersection of Route 166 and Highland Parkway in the Township of Toms River. O is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the mayor to execute and the Township Clerk to attest to a shared service agreement between the Township of Toms River and Manchester to link the Spielman Public Safety System, SPSS, for joint use. P is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing renewal of a general shared service agreement between the Township of Toms River and Toms River Municipal Utilities Authority for various services. Q is a resolution authorizing an amendment to a resolution of the Township Council dated April 23, 2019, authorizing the Township to purchase 10 Panasonic Tough Books for the Department of Police from vendors with state contract, using state contract number M0483, vendor number 89980 from CDW-G Incorporated, and the total maximum contract amount not to exceed $42,250. The purpose of this amendment is to amend the price of each Panasonic Tough Book in the correct amount of $3,675 for a total amount of $36,750 for 10 Panasonic Tough Books. R is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the Township to enter into and the mayor to execute and the Township Clerk to attest to a project agreement with Ocean Beach and Bay Club LLC, establishing the terms and conditions under which the Township will approve the club's construction of a prefabricated playground on its property located at 3305 Heron Lane and Route 35 South in the Township of Toms River. S is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the mayor to execute and the Township Clerk to attest to an affordable housing agreement between the Township of Toms River and Kalen Corp. Number 7 in connection with the construction of housing development located in Block 608, lots 2.01 and 2.02, located on the east side of Hooper Avenue and south of Bay Avenue in the Township of Toms River. T is a resolution of the Township Council awarding certain contracts for services exempt from the bidding process retroactive to April 24th, 2019, up to and including December 31st, 2018. U is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing taxi driver's licenses in accordance with Chapter 457. V is a resolution of the Township Council releasing performance guarantees for a major subdivision known as KJ Estates, Block 688, lots 58, 58.01, 58.02, 58.03, 58.04, and 95 at Dave Marion Road and Nottingham Court. W is a resolution of the Township Council releasing maintenance guarantees for a minor site plan known as Pharaoh's Tees, Block 44.07, Lot 22, Fisher Boulevard. X is a resolution of the Township Council releasing maintenance guarantees for a major subdivision known as Laurel Hollow Estates, Block 442.59, Lot 1, and Block 442.30, Lot 1, at Shenandoah Boulevard and Indian Hill Road. Y is a resolution of the Township Council accepting performance guarantees for a landscaping plan known as Block 852, Lot 32, at 3324 Route 37. Z is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing a professional service contract with the firm of Remington and Vernick Engineers to assist the Township Engineering Division with the drainage, paving, and lighting design specifications and coordination project at the Gardens at Pleasant Plains for a total maximum contract amount not to exceed $102,500. AA is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing change order number 1 with Unuzi Environmental Services Incorporated for the Silverton Stream Cleaning Project in the maximum amount not to exceed an additional $24,975 for a total project amount not to exceed $149,930. BB is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the mayor to execute and the Township Clerk to attest to a hold harmless and indemnity agreement between the Township of Toms River and Silver Beach Association, agreeing to indemnify and hold harmless the township from all liabilities, loss, or damage at any nature of any nature, including attorney fees and expenses arising out of the use of Silver Beach's ATV on the walkways and oceanfront beach.
Okay. I need a roll call on item N. And on my copy of the agenda, there's a note for Z that we required the CFO signature on the certification. Has that been completed?
That has, yes.
Thank you. Anyone else on the council wishing to discuss any item independently?
I need a roll call on item Z, please.
Anyone else?
No, sir.
No, hang on. Anyone on the council?
No, sir.
Anyone on the public have any items? Pat? Anyone else? Council, what's your pleasure?
Seeing none, let's move the consent agenda.
Accepting.
Mine is M, N, O, and Z.
Z, correct.
Second.
The consent agenda will be moved with the exceptions of items N, Z, O, and M, moved by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilman Yurick. Councilwoman Yurick? Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Yes. Item N. Pat?
Shoot.
M.
M and O.
I see that you're going to do a bond anticipation note in the amount of $34 million. Is that in anticipation of paying down debt, or is that brand new debt?
Ms.
Sharon.
Ms. Smith? No, it's not on for some reason, but
Testing?
yeah,
You
go ahead.
got it.
29 million of the 34.5 is existing debt, rollover of existing debt, and 5.5 million is new debt.
Thank you. Anyone else on item M? Item N is a roll call. Item O, Ms. Golembeski.
Chris Golomeski, Thompson. Quick question. For this Spillman, does that make it, if we have to do a mutual aid, whether it be police, fire, EMS, where we're able to locate the information that we need?
No, the only thing that the Manchester Police Department dispatches is police. Everything else for the Manchester First Aid and EMS is done by the county, so you will not be able to see EMS or...
Well, Manchester's first aid is going belly up as of January 1, so if they're going to get a CSO program, that's why I was asking.
That's the only, right now, unless they go on with the police dispatch, it would be no.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Okay.
And item Z, we need a roll call.
Right. Can we just move item M and item O?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Item M and O, moved by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Yes.
Move item N.
Second.
Item N is moved by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilwoman Yurick. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
I abstain, I have a conflict with N.
Okay. Move item Z.
Second.
Item Z is moved by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
I abstain, I have a conflict.
And Councilman Kubel?
Yes.
So items N and Z did not pass.
Do not carry.
One.
That's correct. If there's an abstention for a reason, it removes you from the quorum. And that would mean 3 people are voting, and that's not a quorum, so they don't pass. So you're correct. If you abstain for a reason other than a conflict, then it might count towards the quorum.
Well, I believe my conflict is with my work, and Lori's conflict is,
Father's work.
yes.
Yes, and those would, I agree that you have a conflict, but that removes you from the quorum.
Okay.
And it leaves 4 people to vote.
3.
Three people.
No, four. We got three. I'm
Three
sorry.
people to vote of the four, excuse me.
So neither pass.
I would put them on for the next
May
regularly
28th.
scheduled meeting, yes.
Next on the agenda are the reports. We have Bailey Golf Course for the month of April in 2019 at $87,565.81 as compared to this time last year at $80,513.01. We have the Bailey Golf Course year-to-date through April for 2019 at $229,332.73 as compared to this time last year at $199,960.14. The Winding River Ice Rink for April 2019, $64,616 as compared to this time last year at $64,278. Winding River Ice Rink, the year-to-date through April 2019 at $373,446.17 as compared to this time last year at $391,063.82. The building permits for the month of April 2019, $226,378 as compared to this time last year at $168,271. Building permits the year-to-date through April, so far this year, $866,237 as compared to this time last year, $732,223. Beach badges, the year-to-date through April, so far this year at $59,035. This time last year, $23,600. And the pool badges, year-to-date through April at 2019 at $1,500, and at this time last year, $825.
Move the reports into the record?
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Maruka, second by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Yes.
Next are the bills.
Move the bill list.
Second?
Motion made by Councilman Turnbach, seconded by Councilwoman Yurick. Councilman Turnbach?
Yes, with the following abstentions. Abstain from 19-2345, payable to magistrates, 19-00455, payable to law firm of Siddle, Holes, Alpha, and Zabarski, 19-01678, 19-02164, 19-00994, and 19-02330, payable law firm of Dasty and McGuckin, and also 19-01925, payable to the Ocean County Court Administrator's Office. I'm a local attorney in town. I have conflicts with those. Yes to the balance.
Madam Clerk, before you go any further, I think we're going to have the same problem with the quorum as it relates to the bills too, but I need to get an interpretation from the Township Attorney.
Any bills, for example, Councilman Turnback indicated he had a quorum on the bills that he recited. You would not have a quorum of 4 to vote on those bills. The remaining bills would be approved 4-0. If there are any other conflicts down the line of other members of council, the same rule would apply.
So with that being said, what I would do is withdraw this motion that's out there and then make a motion to pass the bills with everything that's not on this list.
The council people, though, should really go through their list and announce where their conflicts are as they normally do,
Okay.
just to get it on the record.
Okay.
Okay, so to proceed as normal.
Yes.
Okay.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes, with the following abstentions. POs 17-01326, 19-01677, 19-02163, 19-02169, payable to Remington and Vernick Engineers. PO 19-02345, only as it pertains to recreation salaries, and PO 19-02666, only as it pertains to recreation salaries, and PO 19-00619 to the Borough of Lavallette, and yes to the balance.
Councilwoman Maruka?
Abstain from PO 19-02176, payable to NJMVC. PO 19-02345 and 19-02666, payable to NJMVC Lease Program.
PO 19-01678 and 19-02164, payable to Dasty and McGuckin. PO 19-00994 and 19-02330, payable to Gregory McGuckin Esquire. PO 19-00456 and 19-02092, payable to Terry Brady Esquire. I have a conflict with those, but yes to the balance.
Okay. And Councilman Kubel.
Abstain to PO 19-02256, payable to Toms River Fire Company Number 1, and 19-01996, payable to St. Barnabas Health. I have a conflict with those. Yes to the balance. Madam Clerk, I would ask that all the items that are on this list before us be presented as part of the May 28th meeting.
Yes, no problem.
With that, the next item on the agenda is elected official comments. Mr. Guardian, has Mayor Kelleher left you any remarks?
He is not.
Thank you. Mr. Turnback.
Thank you, Council President. I first want to thank Sharon Smith for your work on the municipal budget, something that we move quickly, but I know there's a lot of effort that goes into that, and we appreciate all of your effort and Don Guardian's effort in moving that budget. So thank you very much. This Saturday downtown, we have Chili Fest. It runs from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. 2 weeks ago, we had the Food Fest, and it was a very successful event. A lot of citizens came down and enjoyed our downtown area, so I'm going to encourage everyone to come out and enjoy Chili Fest from 11 to 5, Saturday, May 18th. The bid also has the Farmers Market back up and running again. The Farmers Market is on Hadley Avenue by the County Garage. It's going to be on every Wednesday starting May 22nd. At our last meeting, we initially spoke about exploring a property tax rebate program. I want the public to know that we're very serious in moving that forward. We're all working together on the council, exploring different options to try and bring a property tax rebate program like all of our other towns have here in Ocean County. So we're hopeful to update you in the near future with a possible program for property tax relief. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Maruka.
Thank you, Council President. This past weekend, we had the Community Day, which was the open house at Toms River Police Department, and it also showcased our animal shelter. I got to say, the police department every year does such a great job. They had so many interactive exhibits for the children and families, and it was great to see officers, retired, and even the civilians that work for our department that were given tours of the headquarters and everything, and it was a really great event there. Also, this is National Police Week, and we can't say enough about our Toms River Police Department, which I feel is the finest police department in the state of New Jersey. And then also the Unity Tour. We had a group of officers bike from New Jersey all the way down to DC. They did it in the rain, they did it in the cold. You think it was maybe November or December this past week instead of May. And I know Councilman Kubel will probably elaborate a little bit on that, but it was a great time, great effort by our officers, and any support you can give them, because they do fundraise the entire year for this trip. And last but not least, Memorial Day weekend is upon us in a couple of weeks. Our beaches open, our bayfronts, and it's going to be a lot of traffic coming down 37 over that Mathis Bridge over to the island, and we just hope we have a safe, happy, and healthy Memorial Day weekend to all of our residents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Just really quick, on the same day as the Chili Fest, right next to Cafe Enigma, they're going to have the Art Heals unveiling, the Silver Award Girl Scout that was here a couple of months ago to get permission to do that artwork. They're going to unveil it on Saturday, right during the Chili Fest, 11 a.m. So stop by there. And then with the police open house, if you missed it, they're going to do National Night Out this year in August. So you'll have another opportunity to tour the police department and see our finest come out and present to the community. And also on Memorial Day weekend, we have our parade, 9 a.m. So please come out and join us. It was a little sparse last year, so we need lots of people to come and help us celebrate our heroes. That's it. Have a great week.
Thank you. Councilman Maruka brought up the Unity Tour, and I was in Washington, and it was an honor to be there. Officer Petalino from our department and Officer Sage, and I apologize if I did not see any of them because they don't ride into the National Law Enforcement Monument by department. They ride in, and I did see Officer Petalino and Officer Sage. Yeah. But Officer Petalino had a card in his hand, and I asked what the card was. And he had met a family of a fallen officer, and it was the card that he was riding in his honor. So it was a little bit moving. There was a gentleman there that had a little beard. When I say a little beard, it was probably down to mid-chest, and I thought he was originally an undercover officer, and it was the father of a fallen officer. So 780 riders later, over 200 miles, it was humbling to see it. And I commend all of those who pedaled their way from West Trenton to Washington, D.C. Last 60 miles went from Annapolis, Maryland in the pouring rain, but they managed to do it. The service got canceled, but they managed to do the ride and complete it. So it was humbling to see, and if anybody ever wants to be a little humbled about what you do and respect the police officers that serve, go and see that, because that was an honor to be there.
Yeah. I know Lieutenant Morse from our department. I know.
I did not see him, and I
But I'm
would
just,
apologize.
I know he was one, and there was a few other. We should really recognize them for their efforts. Maybe
I
at council meeting.
did see Lieutenant Malillo from Beechwood. I saw a few others, and it was humbling to see. And with that, I will open it up to public comment. If you have a comment, please raise your hand. Once called upon, step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Just be advised, we do have a 5-minute time limit. Mr. McPhail.
Bill McPhail, Woodbine Lane, Toms River. Beginning of April, I had my air conditioning system and furnace overhauled and put in new. Now, I paid $149 to this township. The thing here says, don't pay the contractor until final inspection is made. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I called that building inspector's office so many times. Ray, you can't afford an answering machine. Never heard from him till this day, not even then. I called the clerk's office, and she was nice enough to connect me directly. Same damn thing, not one. Did I work there? I mean, what is it? You want to refund my $149? And according to the Consumer Affairs, it says I'm not liable to pay the contractor until final inspection. Are they going to pay the late fees to Wells Fargo for this crap? No, I'm telling you, something is definitely wrong with that department or somebody somewhere. To this date, they haven't got back to me, and I can't leave a message. I'm sick and tired of it. And if they want to come to my house, I'm in the phone book. Get their rear ends over there and check it out. Now, who has anything to say about that?
Well, first off, that card is right. That is the law, that you're not supposed to. But, Mr. Guardian,
I can't hear you.
The card is absolutely correct, that you're not supposed to pay the contractor until final inspections, and I understand that. Mr. Guardian, this is not the first complaint this governing body has received in response to returning phone calls, not answering the phone, et cetera, with the building department. Can you look into that and get Mr. McPhail completed tomorrow?
First thing in the morning.
Thank you.
Well, let me just say one other thing. What's the matter? They don't have an answering machine where you can leave a message? They're the only one that clerk has it. Other ones have it.
I believe they do. No, I believe they do as well, but I'm going to have Mr. Guardian verify that for me.
Well, let me say this. When that phone rang for 12 minutes and I didn't get a reply, that's when I went to the clerk's office. They connected me with the same thing. And when it didn't work that time, I called the clerk's office and left the message. They had an answering machine because they were probably busy with something else. and told them I was coming here to complain about this junk. Something is definitely wrong with that department. And I'm going to tell you something. Because of my complaints tonight, if they come out and make that inspection, I don't want them to find one damn thing wrong with that installation. I had a contractor that's been in the business for many, many years, and everybody in our neighborhood uses it. So there could be nothing wrong with their work. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't trust that building department since I'm complaining. I've said my two bits on that one. Now, one other thing, I brought this up before. You know, it was about the clerk reading A through double X, whatever, I was, you know, and I've told you before, with the freeholders meeting, I go there. They just have the same thing, it's printed out, they ask if there's any comments, not have the clerk read the whole thing. Why are you wasting everyone's time? Maybe that's why Mr. Mutter retired early. But I'm telling you, give it some thought. I heard one time because of transparency. And if that's the case, then the freeholders, I gotta tell them they're not being transparent. Although a lot of times you can see why.
Mr. McVale, you have been here several times saying that, and I can appreciate that, because it is a little time consuming, but I've asked this question of Mr. Fitzsimmons numerous times, as well as other council people. And he advised us that it is a requirement, and we will continue to do it until legal tells us otherwise.
Okay, I can understand your position, if that's the way you go. Then he's telling me the freeholders are in violation.
Which way we do it, but we do it for
I'm just doing contrary to what you guys do.
No, really,
I can sit here, I don't need a sleeping pill, I can just.
no, on the advice of counsel, it was not it's not a legal requirement. It is it's a value judgment and for transparency, because over the years, you know, you don't get the resolutions or the ordinances till the night of the meeting here on the table. So we've opted to do it and read it for transparency, just in case there's questions.
I just, you know, different governing bodies, different view of what's right and what's wrong. But the real complaint I had is with this permit stuff. I've already made the payment because I can't afford a late fee tacked on. I would not go with the fine, I don't call them anymore. If you want to send them to my house, my phone number's in the book and my address. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak this evening? Yes, ma'am. Can you speak into the mic? Just they're having a little difficulty.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
No, that's not on. Do you have another one, Allison?
Testing, testing.
Okay, this is the first time I've ever come up for anything, and somebody else had told us to come and talk to you guys about it because we don't know what to do. There's several dog owners.
I'm sorry, may we have your name and your address for the
Oh, I'm sorry,
for the
I've never
record?
done this before.
That's
My name
okay.
is Luisa Arias.
Can you spell your last name, please?
Arias, like an opera, like an aria from an opera with an S.
Thank you.
You need my address? Just in case I get, you know, fan mail. 895 Somerset Drive.
Thank you.
In Toms River. So anyhow, we all take our dogs to the park, Deer Hollow, and we've been doing this for years now, and we've taken them off leash because they like to play, run around. I know we're not supposed to, but we have done that. And then last year, somebody came up and put a sign, all the dogs have to be on leash. And we've been following it, but there's nobody there. I mean, there's no...
Councilwoman Urick, about 15 minutes prior to the council meeting starting, Lori, brought to my attention that to get my input on possibly making Deer Hollow Park a dog park.
Not officially a dog park, but part of our Goose Patrol program,
Yes.
because there is a difference.
So I will tell you that it's very early in the discussion. But Councilman Urick, as well as I know her, will not let us forget this. So I'm sure within the next month or so, you'll be hearing more about that.
All right, great. And just real quick, and the only reason that we, hello, again. And the only reason that,
Use that one, please.
It's on the town.
Testing, testing.
And the only reason I'm saying this is because now they're giving out tickets to the dog owners that are off leash. We now have all our dogs on leashes, but basically, if you go there at any time, even during the summer, there's no kids, there's no families, nobody goes there except dog people. I shouldn't say that, but owners of dogs. And there's no seesaw or any entertainment for the kids either that you could say, you know, it's a kiddie park or whatever. And I am so grateful that you brought it up because in Toms River, there is not a dog park. Brick has it, Manchester, I mean, everywhere else except Toms River. And there's a whole bunch of us. And just as a suggestion, even if we don't have like the whole park to ourselves, which will be very nice, half of it will be great.
I'll be honest with you, in 15 minutes, I did not get all of her thoughts, but I'm sure she will be talking to the council body and the appropriate subcommittees to try to get this through.
Okay, great, great. And how can I follow up on this?
If you give your name and address and telephone number and maybe email address to the clerk.
Okay.
One of these two young ladies sitting right here. Once we knew something, one of us or the township administrator will be corresponding with you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appointed myself leader.
You did a good job for your first one. Anyone else this evening? Yes, sir.
Is this working? Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Wayne Lefkowitz, McCormick Drive. On the same topic with the dog park, is there anything else that we as dog owners can do to try and push forward? A petition, anything else to?
No, not at this point. We're, honestly, 15 minutes before this meeting started, we started talking about it, and it's very early for us. But I'm certain that this governing body will be looking into it along with Mr. Guardian and trying to come up with a solution, because I know in the conversation I had with Councilwoman Urick, there was, I believe, one other place that she was looking at, and I'm not sure when, by the time she speaks to every councilman, 2 or 3 may show up. I don't know. But at this point, we are very early in that conversation, but we are looking into it.
And also, I know that you can't change the law is what it is, but for years, people have been going there, and the park police have been basically telling us they look the other way. And something changed recently where they are there now constantly, basically trying to scare us from the park. I don't know who set them on us, but is there any way to pull them off?
I don't know what that's about, but I'll ask Mr. Guardian to look into it, because I'm certain that might be in response to complaints from other residents. I don't know. And to be honest with you, if they're issuing tickets, we can't interfere with their legal responsibilities to do, because it is a posted ordinance. But I will ask Mr. Guardian to look in it and try to find out why all of a sudden is that
Council
occurring.
President, I think Mr. Guardian might have a little bit to add on.
We have regular emails and stops by residents that surround that park that have complained about the dogs and about the dog residue that has not been cleaned up. It's not a dog park. We keep on notifying electronic media that it's not, but as soon as we do, someone uses it, says it's a great dog park, and goes back. There is signage there that says you can't have your dog run. The residents are very, very concerned about this. They were asking to have it fenced off, actually. So that's the issue. You got both sides now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else this evening? Council?
Seeing none, move to close public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to go into executive?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances to discuss matters requiring confidentiality and/or of a privileged nature, and whereas the Township Council is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Toms River in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, as follows. The Township Council will now conduct a private executive session. The general nature of the subject matter to be discussed and/or acted upon is as follows. Matters of personnel, land acquisitions, and contract negotiations. The following specific items to be discussed and/or acted upon are as follows. The executive session minutes review of April 9 and April 23, personnel issues of the Township Clerk's Office and Administration, and review of status of all real property acquisitions. It is anticipated that the deliberations conducted in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Township Council that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. Motion was made to go into executive session by Councilwoman Maruka, second by Councilwoman Yurick, with all in favor at 7:05 p.m.
Okay, welcome back. He can't hear me.
ahead. Motion to go in open session.
Motion made by Councilman Kubel, second by Councilman Turnbach. All in favor? Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have? All in favor? 7:37.